Hello everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, your Stampin' Chick, here with another Make It Monday. How are you today, my friends? I hope you had a fabulous weekend. Our weekend was warm, sunny, and pretty nice, so we had a great weekend as well. I have a fantastic project to share with you today, and I can't wait. I've actually been hanging on to this project for several weeks now because the stamp and die bundle that I used to create this project went on back order, and then it went unorderable altogether. And so I was afraid I wouldn't be able to share it at all. But thankfully, the Honeybee Stamp and Die Bundle are now back in the website so that you can order them. And I'm super excited about it, as well as, gosh, everybody, because folks have been waiting in line out the door, around the corner, and down the street for these Stamp and Die Bundles to get back in stock. So if you are remotely interested, if you are in love with the products, if you're in love with the project, and you want to get this Stamp and Die Bundle, folks, pause this video and run to my website to get yours now before they're gone again. So this project is a super cute little treat holder. I found the Mentos mints, they're little tins, absolutely adorable. I found them in a little discount store called Ollie's, and I thought, man, I have to come up with some kind of a little treat holder for them. They're just too cute. So this is what I have come up with, a nice little pull style treat holder, and as you can see, it features the Honeybee stamps and dies, and it also features the Golden Honey Designer Series paper, which unfortunately is completely sold out. However, today I'm going to show you how to make the same project look pretty similar without using the Designer Series paper. So let's get started, shall we? What you're going to need is a piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm using basic black so that I can somewhat replicate this exact project. And then I've also already die cut and stamped some elements from the Honeybee set. So I have the honeycomb and that beautifully detailed honeybee that I've die cut out of gold foil paper. I've got the beehive that I've stamped with those adorable distinctive stamp honeybees, and I've already die cut that. And then the die set also comes with this really, really cute little pair of hearts. So I've die cut those. And then I have the sentiment made, which I'm going to show you how I did that using the classic label punch. Now, if you don't have the classic label punch, I really encourage you to get it, because this is probably one of my most well-used punches in my entire collection. It really is a good one, and you can use it for so many things. Okay, now we've got our card base. We need to get our scoreboard out so that we can do some scoring and cutting. So let me just bring that out. All right, friends. On the long side, we're going to score at 1 1/4, 2, 3 3/4, and 4 1/2. All right, so 1 1/4, 2, 3 3/4, and 4 1/2. All right, and then we're going to turn it on the short side, and we're going to score it at 3 1/2. Okay, now that's going to make the outside of our little treat package. So let's get our bone folder and go ahead and burnish all of these score lines. Here we go. All right. Now I'm going to do just a little bit of cutting. These two squares down here on the bottom are going to be our tabs. And then the other pieces are going to be our flaps. So we want to cut on either side of those squares to separate our tabs from our flaps. And then we'll go ahead and miter them as well. Alright, so there's one. And two. Alright, so at this point your project should look just like this. And then we're going to take some tear and tape. And we're going to put a piece on the outside of this panel. And then the inside of this panel. Because these two are going to overlap just a little bit. Alright. There we go. Okay, now if you lay this panel over so that we've got the two sections here, then you can take this section and just lay it over the top of the other and press it down, and that will form your treat package. Alright, so now the next thing we want to do is tuck our little tabs in and fold that flap in, and then put some tear and tape on the front flap. So we'll go ahead and do this. And then pull it off. There we go. Alright, now stand it up, tuck everything in nicely, and there we go. Alright, and now our box is made. Okay, now then, I want to take my hole punch, and I want to just guesstimate roughly where I want to do that. And then I'm going to line it up on the back side as well. Alright, now we have the base of our box done. And let's go ahead and embellish it. So I want to put some dimensionals on pretty much everything. Okay, so I've stamped and die cut the beehive and the honeybees. So let me grab my dimensionals here, and I'm just going to put dimensionals in the main body of the beehive because the edges of it stick out, and I don't want them to be sticking over with adhesive on them. So we'll just put the adhesive along the inside sections and assume that that section right there is hanging off of our box. Okay. And then we're going to take the honeycomb. I almost forgot what it was called. And we're going to do some snipping. So I want to come across kind of at an angle, because we're going to attach this like this, a little farther apart. That way when we put the beehive on, it'll show. Okay? So in order to do this, I'm going to use just a little bit of snail. We're not going to see this part anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, if I can get my snail to work properly. There we go. Alright, and I want that basically right there. Let me change that so I can see how I want it here. There we go. That's good. Alright, and then I want to put just a little more here, and we'll put this one up along this edge. Now you can use liquid glue if you want to, but I'm not worried about it because everything I'm putting on here is going to cover up the adhesive. So we're going to do it just like that. Get all these little backings off of our dimensionals here. There we go. And I think right about, oops, hold on now. Right about there is good. So let's give it a nice little press. Alright, and then I've already put little tiny bits of dimensionals on the back of my Honeybee. So now I can put him down. And once I get him stuck, I'm just going to kind of pull on his wings a little. There we go. Alright, and then our hello label. Right about there. And then we're going to need just a drop. Whoop, about that much. Just a drop of our multi-purpose liquid glue. Because this tiny little heart is really, really super tiny. And it's just as easy to put the glue on the paper, there we go, as it is to try to put glue on the back of that heart and then stick it on the paper. Alright, we are getting finished, my friends. Okay, now we're going to put this little heart right up there and grab some of our metallic pearls. Come here, friends. There we go. Alright, now we need just a few. We'll put one there. Put one over here. And put one right here. There we go. Alright, now we're good. Okay, now let's get this assembled. So what we're going to need is some ribbon. And I don't know that I want to use that one. Oh, I want to stick with the black one here. Okay, so we're going to use some of this black ribbon. And I believe I have enough. Let's see. How much is here? Let me check this right quick. There's right about 17 inches of ribbon here. And we're going to weave it from the back and then out the front. And make sure that it's not twisted on the inside. Grab our ends. It's probably too long. But you're just going to tuck your Mentos down inside. Oh my gosh, that's going to be just the right size. Perfect. Okay. And then we'll tie it into a knot. Man, I couldn't have planned that any better if I tried, could I? And I want the knot to be fairly close to the Mentos themselves. And I don't have to tie it super, super tight. Grab my snips. There we go. All right, and so there we have our little Mentos box that looks very much like this one. Now, if that's not quite good enough, you really like how much more gold there is in the background. When I die cut my honeycomb, I kept the little negative pieces. So you could come back in and put a little glue and glue them around if you'd like to do that. I'm not going to. I think it looks really cute just in black. But if you wanted to do that, you could. There we go. Alright, so there you have it, friends. Now, when you go to my blog at stampinchicktn.blogspot.com for today's post, you will find the measurements for the little treat holder, as well as the information about the Mentos tin themselves. So you'll be able to recreate it that way. Alright, now, I said that I would show you how I made the little hello label. It's super, super adorable, and it's very simple and easy to do. So I've just got a scrap of Whisper White cardstock, and it's approximately 1/2 inch wide. And I'm just going to stamp my hello right in the middle. And then I'm taking my classic label punch and I'm lining the hello semi-close to the arrow. And woo, there we go. That looks about right. Alright, so now you've got this. So what you're going to want to do is hold on to this end and bring it back into the label punch. And I lined it up so that the H was roughly at the edge of the punch. And then you're just going to give it a little snip, and there you go. Alright, so that's it, folks. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Very simple, super sweet. I hope that you like this project. Remember, if you are wanting that Honeybee Stampin' Die Bundle, run to my website, danasullivan.stampinup.net, and get yours today. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.